Hello, this is Paul here in Las Vegas with my new YouTube channel, Hot Bats Baseball Analytics, going through a rundown of the hitting in today's games. There are 15 games today in Major League Baseball, so that's a lot of games to analyze. And I wanted to start out by going over yesterday's picks. My Rockies pick, I basically ran into a hot pitcher, not to make an excuse. Probably should have seen that was a hot pitcher. Keller is the number one starter for the Pirates. He had two good games before that, and he's pitching much better this year than he did last year. He is 27 years old. First off, he is a number one starter for a team, so that shouldn't be discounted. His last three starts, 8 strikeouts, and 10 strikeouts. The opposing batting average is 214. His 56 strikeouts and 49 innings pitched. This has really been a breakout year so far for Mitch Keller. That was his first complete game, and the Pirates won 2-0. So I got beat on that game. My Diamondbacks won 5-2. They played like I expected them to. But with Keller, pitchers oftentimes peak when they're 30 years old, 29 to 30 years old. He's 27 years old, and he seems to be peaking. This is his 5th season. All of his seasons have been with one team, the Pirates. He's got a 2.72 ERA and a 1.09 ratio. That's walks and hits over innings pitched. So he has been a good control pitcher. He's been a strikeout pitcher at the same time with 56 strikeouts and 49 innings. He's just really, really pitching well this year. And that was probably something that I should have seen. As I said, I was analyzing the hitting. And pitching is 90% of the game, but I was wrong. Anyway, let's get to today's games. But it is good to do homework and to look at past games. When I played high school football, our team sometimes lost. And on Monday, the first day of the week, basically after that weekend game, we would watch game film and see what we've done right, what we've done wrong, and the areas we could improve. So basically, I am taking a look at that to basically try to see if mistakes were made and where I can improve, where we can improve. Basically, that's that for yesterday's film. Going into today, the Orioles had 0 runs yesterday. The Rockies had 0 runs yesterday. The Cubs had 1 run yesterday. The Mariners had 1 run yesterday. The Giants had 1 run yesterday. The Red Sox, their last game was Sunday. They had 1 run then. The Twins had 0 runs on Sunday. So all of these teams were teams that when I started looking at today's games, I wanted to consider possibly going against. Here's a rundown of today's games. You have the Tigers versus the Guardians. Tigers had 6 runs in each of their last 2 games. They've had 12 runs in their last 2 games. The Guardians 4 in their last 2. Tigers 22 in their last 4. Guardians 8 in their last 4. Okay, yesterday I did say that there was value in the Tigers, who were a dog. And the Tigers did win yesterday. I didn't make that a pick, though. And you have Lorenzen versus Bieber in that game. I am a fan of Bieber. I do think he's a good pitcher. This game is not my pick. I don't know how long I'm going to be continuing to give a rundown on all of the games and the stats, because I am really a one-a-day player. If I play a game, I like to play 1 game in a day, maybe 2, and take the best game. I don't want to dilute the best pick. If somebody was trying to get drunk, and let's say they were drinking alcohol, they wouldn't want to drink as much water. Basically, if you're winning, you get the pure form. You don't want to lose back, and you don't want to dilute your win, end up even, or losing juice for the day. You want that win, and you want your best pick. You want to pick the best thing on the menu, pick your best choice, and win with it. I am going through today's games, but there's only one game that I like today that I'm going to make a pick. Let's keep that in mind, that these games here, most of them are not what I am playing. I will let you know which game is my pick. The next game, we have the Rays versus the Orioles. And the Rays they did win yesterday. They had scored 3 runs and 7 runs in their last 2 games, 10 in their last 2 total. The Orioles, 2 in their last 2. The Rays, 17 in their last 4. The Orioles, 15 in their last 4. And Zach Eflin, who really turned it around at the end of last year, helped the Phillies on their whole playoff push to the World Series. Zach Eflin in relief, and now this year he started out with a great year as a starter, but this is not the game that I'm picking either. The Mets versus the Reds. Mets 8 runs in their last 2. The Reds 9 runs in their last 2. The Mets 9 in their last 4. The Reds 14 in their last 4. You have Scherzer versus Luke Weaver in that game. The Dodgers, 5 runs in their last 2 games. The Brewers, 16 runs in their last 2 games. The Dodgers, 9 runs in their last 4 versus the Brewers, 21 in their last 4. Dodgers have Syndergaard on the mound, and the Brewers, there is Lauer on the mound. His last game was his first game back from the DL. My baseball guru, Gary, the General is really the best name that we call him. He looks a little bit like the General, the insurance guy, too. Lauer coming back from the DL, the one thing Gary liked to do was bet against pitchers in the game that they're coming back from the DL. Usually they don't do well that game. So, yes, sometimes they do well, but that was one of the angles he liked. But this is Lauer's second game back from the DL. It's not my pick either. The Cardinals, 15 runs in their last 2 games, 5 and the Cubs 5 runs in their last 2 games. Cardinals 24 runs in their last 4 games. Cubs 13 runs in their last 4 games. And the Cubs just brought up Chris Morel, who is tearing up Triple-A. He could very well be in the lineup today for the Cubs. The Marlins, 6 runs in their last 2 games. The Diamondbacks, 13 runs in their last 2 games. The Marlins, 9 runs in their last 4 games. The Diamondbacks, 24 runs in their last 4 games. And you have Luzardo, who has been pretty well the last year and this year against I'm not sure how you pronounce this guy's name. Pfaadt. Fad. I don't really know how you pronounce that name. I understand he is a well-regarded young pitcher for the Diamondbacks, who basically he's testing the waters this year. Nationals, you have 14 runs in the last 2 games. They're playing the Giants, who have 4 runs in the last 2. And Nationals 22 runs in their last 4 games versus the Giants 14 runs in their last 4 games. So that's that game. Then you have the Rockies 13 runs in their last 2 games versus the Pirates again, 3 runs in their last 2 games. And the Rockies 18 in their last 4, the Pirates 5 in their last 4. And the Athletics 3 runs in their last 2 games versus the Yankees 14 runs in their last 2 games. A's 20 runs in their last 4 games. Yankees 21 runs in their last 4 games. We have the Astros 7 runs in their last 2 games, 18 in their last 4. Angels 14 in their last 2. 19 in their last 4. We have the Rangers versus the Mariners. Rangers 18 in their last 2. Mariners 4 in their last 2. Rangers 32 in their last 4. Mariners 15 in their last 4. Heaney versus Kirby in that game, and the team with the better hitting stats. The other team has the pitcher with the better pitching stats. And that game's not my pick either. Blue Jays 18 in the last 2. Phillies 10 in the last 2. Blue Jays 27 runs in their last 4 games. Phillies 19 runs in their last 4 games. And again, if I'm just counting runs within 9 innings a game. If a game goes into extra innings, I am not counting runs scored in the extra innings in these totals. I want to get 9 innings versus 9 innings on these teams. How many runs scored make it a fairer comparison in my view. Red Sox 8 runs in their last 2. Braves 7 runs in their last 2. Red Sox 24 runs in their last 4. Braves 17 runs in their last 4. Now you also have the Padres. I considered this game some. The Padres have 3 runs in their last 2 games. The Twins 4 runs in their last 2 games. Padres 15 runs in their last 4 games. Twins 9 runs in the last 4 games. You have Wacha versus Varland. I think Wacha is a better pitcher than the way he has pitched, than his stats so far. He is the 5th starter on the Padres, but I think that his statistics don't really reflect him as a pitcher. But this isn't my pick either. My pick is this game here. The White Sox versus the Royals. White Sox 22 runs in their last 2 games. Royals 17 runs in their last 2 games. White Sox 30 runs in their last 4 games. Royals 29 runs in their last 4 games. Now the White Sox did get beaten by the Royals yesterday. Today we have Giolito going against Lyles, and the White Sox are on the road. But the Giolito has been a good pitcher, and Lyles is having a rough year. Lyles is 0-5 this year, 6.69 ERA. And Lyles, he's known for pulling out surprise performances when at times where he has not had not great games in the games prior to that. He is known for doing that. But one thing this year about Lyles is he's given up 11 home runs already this year, and that's just in April and the beginning of May. He's given up 11 home runs. And last year, for the entire year, he gave up 26 home runs. So he's giving up a lot more home runs than he did last year. And I basically like Giolito and the White Sox to win today. That is my pick, and that is the hitting for today's games today, Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. And I also wanted to say that I basically plan to have a link to Interactive Brokers. Very good company as far as trading stocks, no commission on their trades. They just put in a policy where if you have a lot of activity in stocks under $1, they may have some commission on those. But basically, you can own international stocks in the account there. No commission on trades, and they have some kind of a deal. I haven't looked into the specifics of this, and I want to, but where they can actually give, if you satisfy the right criteria for them, and the terms that you come in on the deal that the company stock, and so basically that's something to look into. I'd like to look into the specifics of that deal, but I plan to give a link to that on my video. Please like the video, subscribe, comment on the video so we can get a community going, and basically where we can learn from each other and get to know different people's ideas and connect with people in the community and basically let it be known how we feel, what we feel, our strategies, and so I don't want this to be just about just me and my strategies. Basically, people like picking to make their own picks and to come up with how to make their own picks and how to make successful picks. Basically, so basically want to develop a community and where we meet people and different people and hear different ideas. So I view comments as something I'd like to see, and where people are meeting, learning from each other. And so anyway, that's the video for today. Thank you for hearing me out here and listening this long to my video. And have a great day. Thank you.